Dear Peter, Gregory Obi, beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. They're plenty around you. Because they are close to you, maybe you are touching their skin, you are feeling the fur, and you are thinking it's the fur of a sheep. It is actually the fur of a fox, a wolf. We can see them from afar. Beware. Officially, campaign has started. You see them, they get now their voice, now loud pass. I told you before, there is a plan to infiltrate your campaign from within. The plan has been hatched. People don't collect money to do the job. And these people are fighting, they are battling tooth and nail to infiltrate your camp. It will be difficult for you to see them and recognize them. But for us, because we are standing from afar, we dey use AI to analyze the thing. We can see them. So beware of wolves in sheep clothing. We have told you about people who are using your name and that of Kwankwanso, to be asking people for money. They are using your name, promising position in your campaign council. No be joke, oh. No be joke. Now, the solution is simple. We don't want to begin to display people's faces or show videos. But if push comes to shove, we will do it. But the solution is simple, which is what we ask of you. Put out a message that you are not asking anybody for money. The people that will donate to your campaign, this is not about campaign. No. I'm talking about people asking your supporters for money for position in your campaign council. People are fighting for positions now. It's a serious matter. It is a serious matter. And you see, that is the opening for those who will now infiltrate to now sabotage your campaign from within. They give you akamu ideas. Come out now and say you are not collecting money from anybody for any position, because I believe you cannot ask for money for position. You cannot. So I'm not going to even bother myself to say, what if Peter Obi is asking for support? This is not about support. That's one. Two, Peter Ame just resigned, according to reports that we have seen from credible traditional media sources, has resigned as the DG of OK Movement. He has been that DG for 3 weeks or more. Now, while he accepted that position, he also had already got the ticket, the NDC ticket for the senatorial race of Kogi East. The first question that came to our mind then was, and we asked it, people thought that we were just looking for position. We asked the question, why is Peter Ame, who is a senatorial candidate on the platform of the NDC, the same person that will be the DG of OK Movement? Why? We asked. They shut us down that we are trying to get their position, which we are not interested in anyway. But guess what? At the same time that Peter Ame was presented as DG of OK Movement, we also had another DG, which is John Ogbulu. Now, these two persons are very close to you. But dear Peter Obi, if you know the kind of division that these two persons who are friends, who are working for you, who have close access to you. If you know the divisions that persons have used them to cause in your movement, you would address the matter quickly. How can two people who are close to you be holding the same position, practically two factions of the same movement, and you are quiet about it? How? Don't let this kind of thing be continuing, because now that Peter Ame has resigned, guess what? They are pushing up the name now of Professor, or is it Dr. Sam Amadi. We cannot afford these kinds of divisions, because it will play right into the hand of those who have planned to infiltrate your campaign to sabotage it from within. So you must address it. If you are backing any movement, which movement are you backing? You got to tell us. There has to be an umbrella body to coordinate the activity. Which is that umbrella body? You, Peter Obi and Rabi Kwankwanso, you have to tell us, because right now there is confusion amongst your supporters. You have people who say they are obedient. You have those who say they are Conquesians. We understand those two traditionally. But now we have a third group that says OK movement. Now, even that OK movement, there are like 1 million different versions of OK. There's OK Nigeria, OK Initiative, OK Community, OK this, OK that, OK Merger. Now, all of these OK, which one are we supposed to queue under? Because there can only be one organization that all other organizations will fall under, and the earlier we do it, the better, because we only have limited time to take care of two critical things: structure and message. Are we going with obedient movement because those ones there's still no one agree? Are we going with Kwankwasia movement because those ones too still no one agree? Of course they are relevant. Is it a merger to form OK? Are you behind OK? Peter Obi, Kwankwanso, you guys need to tell us. We need to know. Now, if it is OK, I would have expected that it would be an amalgamation. Maybe you bring the leaders of the obedient movement, bring the leaders of the Kwankwasia movement, bring them together and say, okay, you juxtapose positions, alternate positions, just for the sake of this election. Of course, we know that you have to form a campaign council. So perhaps the umbrella body that will be dealing directly with your campaign council will be maybe the OK movement that is recognized by you, or maybe it's the obedient with others following under it, or maybe Kwankwasia. There has to be clarity, time, not day. Now, if it is the obedient or if it is the OK movement, which OK movement? Because right now there are factions of the OK movement. I thought it was a hidden thing, only for me to see it in newspapers, in social media, and they are calling it Fresh Crisis Hit OK movement. Fresh Crisis Hit OK movement. It is confusing. So as I advise you to beware of wolves in sheep clothing, you need to come out to clarify certain things to us. You need to come out to clarify which OK movement do we belong to? Should we belong to? Because now campaign don't suppose start. Is it John Obulu, or is it this other one that Peter Ahmed just resigned from? That is another confusion that can break the bone of our movement. Last of all, you need two things, Peter Obi. You have the popularity, you have the credibility, you have the clout. But two things are missing: structure and messaging. Structure and messaging. Structure and messaging. You never get those two. And don't get me wrong, I am not saying that you cannot win. No. Before somebody now comes to begin to argue with me to say, oh, we didn't have structure in 2023, but Peter Obi won. That's not what I'm saying. No. Because if we even face that argument, we don't come on here. If you say Peter Obi won, yes, Peter Obi won. Is Peter Obi the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today? Is he? And then you will now go on to say, hey, he was rigged out. What structure, what things do we need to put in place to prevent him from being rigged out again? These are the things that we are talking about when we say structure and messaging. We have seen what the people can do when they realize their power. How the people in power can be reduced to nothingness from the Osun election. They've been having a field day all of this while, from Kogi to Ondo to Osun, from Kogi to Ondo to Anambra to Ekiti to, they have been having field day until they got to Osun. And Osun stood up to resist the tyranny of the people in power. They got a taste of the power of the people when they wake up. We have seen that we can win. But you see, let us not overlook the critical component of the Osun victory, which is a victory of the people. It's not an Adeleke victory. It's not a Davido victory, even though we congratulate those ones for it. The Osun election was a victory of the people. What is the main ingredient of it? Structure and messaging. Structure and messaging. There is a structure that you must build. It starts by correcting all of those treachery that is building, that some people are trying to infiltrate your campaign with. You must stop it. And it comes by being clear where people stand. Which OK movement are we moving in? What is the structure? What is the organogram? From political party NDC to campaign organization to which umbrella body? In 2023 was Peter Obi Support Network. What is going to be the umbrella body this time around? Is it the OK movement, or is it Obedient, or is it Kwankwansian? If it is the OK movement, because that's the logical path to go. Which OK movement? Because right now there are factions. Correct it. This is within your control. We cannot say, oh, it is political party. It not concern me. It concern you. Because it concern us. Please do these two things. So, you know, they say, how can you advise a rich man? Who you be? If your ideas or your advice was so important, why don't you use it to go and become rich? You see, that's where they are wrong. Go. Peter Obi, I will advise you, because what you are looking for is what I'm looking for. Our goals align. This is not about being rich now. You rich, I know. And they say you don't you don't advise a rich man. This is not about being rich now. We do not want a situation whereby you win in 2027 and then you get rigged out, then we start crying again. No. 2027, APC and Tinubu, they must be the one crying. Wike must be the one crying. Akpabio must be the one crying. So whatever we need to do, we must do it. We are not going to allow any pass for anybody. So expect us to hold accountable anybody, from NDC to your campaign council, to the Obedient movement, to the Kwankwansian movement, to the OK movement. Expect us to hold everybody accountable, because the mistakes of 2023 must not be repeated. Nigeria can be changed. Tinubu is easy to beat. We just need to do two things correctly: structure, messaging.